Hi everyone, so the biggest, most discussed new moon of the year, total solar eclipse in 19 degrees of Aries that happens on the 8th of April 2024, 7 p.m. UK time, but this doesn't really matter because the effects of every eclipse we can feel a month before, so since 8th of March, and then 6 months after. Usually the path that the eclipse falls, the light of the eclipse or lack of light of the eclipse that falls over a certain geographical belt, this is the area where usually will be very prominent on the news within 6 months after the eclipse. This time we have majority of the US, including Texas. We have Mexico, part of Mexico, Canada, Ottawa area, etc. So these areas geographically will be discussed on the news for one reason or another within these 6 months after the 8th of April. So what is so special about eclipse? This one is also a supermoon, meaning that the moon is at its closest on its orbit to the Earth. But the eclipses altogether, technically eclipse happens when one of the luminaries or both of the luminaries, sun and moon, fall very close to the nodal axis, just a few degrees apart from the north or south node. Total solar eclipse is all about permanent new beginnings. Lunar eclipse, when we have full moon, that recently we had on the 26th of March, is when we have great opportunity to shed some old energies and say goodbye and process some endings. But total solar eclipse is all about bringing some permanent new beginnings and fresh starts. So I think it's altogether a very powerful and positive one. This one especially is conjuncting Chiron to a minute, but I'll get to it in a second. So because it is supermoon, we have stronger emphasis, stronger manifestation of these energies on the planet Earth, on us people being part of nature. New beginnings, especially that falls in Aries. 19 degrees of Aries, I'll be boring to remind you, but have a look where this particular point falls in your natal chart, in your birth astrological chart, because this is the area of your life where you have great occasion to actually start these permanent new projects. You may truly implement these permanent new beginnings. If it falls on your natal sun or moon or ascendant or medium stellium or in any kind of angle or important planet, I think it may influence you in a very positive way, because you could start these new projects and break new grounds, take risks, especially in this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction looming on the horizon, in the background, I would say. So anything to do with breaking the pattern, breaking the routine, doing things differently, starting things in a different way, being a revolutionary, putting everything upside down and implementing these new different beginnings, they have huge potential to become permanent changes for you. Yes, it is also quite aggressive, warlike energy, combative, angry, very dynamic because it falls in Aries, but we may use it to our advantage by implementing some direct, simple, self-sufficient, confident, courageous, independent action, anything to do with pioneering energies, breaking new ground, being quite direct, simple, and present as well. This is our Aries conjunction between luminaries, sun, moon. As I said, to a degree, they conjunct Chiron as well. Chiron is all about wounding, inner wounding, bringing up to surface some old insecurities, and let's say, things that have to be healed within us. So sun and moon conjunct Chiron, so this will be a prominent theme as well, healing and wounding. But Chiron is also about Chiron also represents a maverick, an outsider, a shaman, a healer, somebody that does things differently, puts everything on its head and is a maverick. So I think, because it is a new moon, it is, total solar eclipse is a new moon technically, because it conjuncts Chiron so closely, I think we may observe some kind of prominent new figure coming up on the world stage that will not only bring certain energies of healing, but also, because this is conjuncting Mercury as well, is going to be very direct, vocal, blunt, maybe even combative, but someone that has these, qualities of maverick and outsider that I think will, attract the masses to follow him or her. So in the background we also have Mars conjuncting Saturn on the day, on the 8th of April, which is great for any kind of disciplined action. you know, altogether, what I find interesting in the theme of the eclipse is that just an interesting fact, anybody that was born around the eclipse, around any kind of eclipse, usually becomes a prominent figure themselves or has some kind of mission to accomplish in life or lives in the public eye. An example would be John Paul II, the Pope, but also Prince William and Kate Middleton. All of these people were born on eclipses. Let's make the most of this beautiful Aries-oriented, dynamic, kind of independent, courageous, total solar eclipse. Let's be not afraid of it, because I think altogether we may really utilize it to our advantage and start these new projects and really break new ground and show courage, confidence, and independence at the same time. And whatever changes we implement and new projects that we start, they have a great opportunity to be really permanent in our lives. So good luck, and I'll see you next time.